Hey Nick, how are you doing?
Good deal. I mean, it's been a long time. We got a new mic. I hope it sounds good.
Sounds good on my end so far. Can you talk about the process of bringing in Jarrett Guarantano and how you kind of found him, and if you had any connections that helped you land a guy like that? And I believe Tyson Helton was his OC one year there at Tennessee. Did that kind of help you guys there?
Tyson was somebody that we definitely reached out to. I don't think it was the initial inquiry. We were pretty heavily monitoring, like probably most teams in the country, monitoring the portal, and seeing, watching a ton of guys, all the positions, really, just making sure we scanned it for anybody that can improve our football team. And really, I thought what Jared was looking for and the opportunity here really matched. I think there was a good connection between him and Stutz on the phone. We had a GA at Hawaii that was working over there, so he was a good reference for us. But really, it was the personal conversations between myself, Stutz, and Jarrett that we just felt like it was a good match.
Did you meet with the other quarterbacks to kind of discuss that move? And do you ever worry about the mind frame of the other guys when you're bringing someone who was a 3-year, 32-game starter in the SEC at a place like Tennessee?
We were very transparent with quarterbacks before it got to completion, not necessarily signing, but him making his decision. They were, Stutz had that conversation with those guys individually.
Do you guys plan to add anyone else today or in the next few days or anything like that, or are you pretty good right now?
No, we're done for the day. I mean, this thing's happening so fast. I can't say that nothing will happen tomorrow, but I don't anticipate it at this point. But for the rest of the day, I think these are the names that are joining us.
Have you met with all the seniors from last year's team, and do you expect every senior to come back with the exception of I guess Josh Watson and Clay Markoff, who's transferring?
Yeah, there wasn't necessarily a real dedicated sit down. It was more phone calls, informal. I feel like if they have something they want to talk about and discuss it, they will. Kind of in passing, their thoughts, and I didn't want to overdo it. I appreciate all the seniors. If there's a better situation or a better path, then we support them. But excited for the guys that are coming back.
Any other questions for Coach Rolovich? Just raise your hand and we'll call on you. So questions for Nick Rolovich. Here we go. Zach from Coop Fan. Go ahead, Zach.
Hey, Coach.
Zach.
Outside of Jarrett, what did you like about your other two transfers in Jackson and Wilson?
Obviously, Chris, has played some games in the Big Ten. Very familiar with the system. Scotty Hazelton's a DC over there. Same family as Coach Dickert, and me and Scotty got a chance to coach together back in Nevada. I think that the transitional smoothness of the defensive scheme was a big positive to go along with his ability. Has a few years left. It wasn't that we were looking for a one-year guy at that position. Like that he had some years left, and the familiarity in the system, I think, were two of the bigger things. And I think he's a really good person. I really enjoyed the getting to know him. He's pretty seamless as far as his transition here, it seems like. Knows how to work, is excited to be here. So I think it's a good match also.
And you guys focus heavily on wide receivers and linebackers with 10 combined in the class. Can you just talk about those guys and sort of your recruiting game plan to go heavy at those two spots?
Well, we're somewhat out of whack at the linebacker position as far as classes. Very top heavy. Wanted to, and I think as we're going through the recruiting process, I don't know that, what were some of the guys seniors are I don't think they had a decision either, whether they were going to come back, all the options they might have. It was such a fluid semester. So we knew we had to wanted to get some young guys in the program at linebacker. And then, Ben coming in with a few years left, we felt getting a year in the system and not just having freshmen come on behind all the seniors that will leave after this upcoming 21 season. Receivers, I thought we were down with numbers this fall, and really wanted to, get some young ones in here who can watch Travell work, who can watch Renard work, and the system offensively is, how do I want to say this? You need the reps, you need to see it, you need to rep it and get comfortable with it. And it's not something that you want to just throw a whole bunch of transfers at and feel like it's going to be good. Because though we did some good things at receiver, I think that's a position group that we can improve on immensely. And I don't think it's their fault. I think it's the lack of reps and opportunities. And I'm excited for them to get a spring. I think they will find themselves in a much more comfortable place, especially next fall, but throughout the spring.
And up front on defense, is Xavier Young a defensive tackle for you guys, giving you 3 for the class?
We think he has that possibility. We definitely do. His ability, I think, can fit multiple places, but it's kind of one of those ones where let's see when he gets here, what's his body like, what's his, what I think, and part of this is, you're not getting to see these kids in person. With his ability flashes on film, no doubt. I love him as a kid. He's probably one where, if we can get him to a size with his twitchiness and effort level to be a dominant 3, I think that was a definite thought process, and then it's shown to put the edge also.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome. Hey, Zach, are you with a K or an H?
With a K.
All right. Some H guys, some K guys. You gotta figure it out. Some respect.
Next question, Rob Jesselson from Spokane TV. Go ahead, Rob.
Hey there, Coach. I'm
Hey, Rob.
curious how the recruiting process was different this time around, just in terms of the rule changes with the NCAA and the ability for seniors to come back and other guys not burning a year of eligibility. Did that play a role in the recruiting process this time around?
Well, I think the lack of ability to see kids' home visits, get some real judgments on character, all that's very different. I think there was some growing pains through the Zoom recruiting. I like, the effort put in. I think we can continuously improve our show on Zoom and show what we have. And it looks like this is going to stay the same way for the foreseeable future. So, now you're talking about the 22 class. The biggest question mark about the 22 class is what they're going to do with the scholarship compaction of the seniors and the freshmen coming in. Getting back, you have to get back down to 85, from, the 85 plus the seniors. It's really been there's a lot of question marks there. So I think for most schools, moving forward too deeply into the 22 class won't happen until we really get some clarity on how that will be, what the rules will be for how you count scholarships moving forward.
Perfect. Thanks.
Welcome.
All right, other questions for Nick Rolovich? Just raise your hand and we'll call on you and unmute you. Next question, Theo.
We haven't spoken with you since Max Borgi and Abe Lucas both decided to come back. What kind of lift does that give your program next season, and what were your conversations with both of those guys like when they told you that they were going to come back this fall?
I think it's a big boost for our program. I think there's no doubting that. Abe was, I felt very, I wish I had a good adjective for it. He was very independent and thoughtful in this decision. He knew we were here if he wanted to talk about it. I think he's got a good support system. I guess I was really impressed with his maturity. I'm not here to, if he wanted my opinion, I'd give it to him. But that it didn't come to that. I just let him know that if he did want to talk, he's welcome to let me know. We'll carve out some time. But yeah, I just maybe reached out to him 2 times. You needed to talk about anything good. Nothing's good. He's really about his business. I think he's on a mission. I think he has unfinished business here. Now that's just me assuming that he really wants to put in a good season for 21. Not only for, he's incredible talent. Not only for his quote unquote draft stock or whatever. I think this decision had a lot to do with, his love of being a Cougar and finishing off on a good note. Max, very similar, really. There weren't a whole lot of conversations. I'm not into trying to tell a kid what he's got to do. I want people that want to be here, even in recruiting, and I think Max knows that, and there's no doubt Max has ability, and it's a definite benefit to get him back also.
What does it mean to have all the experience with I think everyone but one returning starter on offense and potentially every returning starter on defense coming back, to have that much experience in just your second year with the program?
Well, it's a positive, but it's not like it was just some flawless play out there, right? There's still a lot of improvement. The competition is still going to be hopefully heavy at every position to make everybody better, because we have to play better, more consistently to win football games. I mean, there's some great times, right? But then there was some times when it started to fall apart and we weren't able to get it back on the rails. And that's kind of the theme of the offseason that Dwayne Bradshaw's been tasked with, because he's got the time with the guys. Really focuses on opportunities to develop leaders. I think it's more difficult than it sounds, especially in COVID, where you have limited ability to be together in spaces of bonding. So really put it on him in the weight room to see what, especially this older group, wants to do. And so far they've been very enjoyable to watch them work. But I still think all we are is, we've given up a 21-point lead to go 38 unanswered against Utah, and that's how we need to work. There was a time in that game we were 95.6% or 95.4% to win that game, according to ESPN, and I printed it out, put it all over the building. We got to do 4.6 better. That's the thought process. Having a good first half with Oregon, and then things start to fall apart. So, when things are good, it's always easy for people. And I want to make sure that we go into next season with less of a front runner mindset and more of a battle mindset for 60 minutes.
Are you guys adding Lincoln Victor, the former Hawaii receiver, as a walk-on, or is he someone who might sign with the team later on? Or can you talk about that at all?
Lincoln's walk-on. I think Lincoln will bring. He's a ferocious competitor. He's a ferocious worker. He lives a good life. I mean, he's a great person to have on the football team, and I'm glad he's here.
Any other questions for Nick Rolovich? All right, Zach from Coug Fan again. Go ahead, Zach.
With a K.
With a K.
Okay, Coach, what did you like about the wide receiver you guys signed today in Nunnally?
Well, the vertical stretch. I think he's athletic for a young man of his size. I think he's got a high ceiling to continue to develop. and but he does things that you can't teach. Great speed. And there's a lot of details that go into being a college receiver. We just feel like he's got a real high starting point to get him in the system. Like, I don't know if you or Theo brought it up, but the amount of production that's coming back, we felt it was important to get him around those guys and just get in the system. So excited about Zion. I think he's got a chance to be very good.
And just for clarification, you have one more spot in this class to fill, correct?
Why you say that? You want the inside? That's internal information, Zach, with a K. I don't know if I can get that out.
Gotcha. Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
All right, last chance for questions for Coach Rolovich. Oh, and now they all come. Okay. Rob Jesselson from Spokane TV.
Hey, Coach, I heard that you're a hero and had to save the practice bubble the other day. Is that true? You saved it from fire, and what more can you share with us?
I try to tell our guys, I try to tell my kids, you always have to be ready for your hero moment. You never know when it's going to come. I'm the son of a fireman, so but I think the real hero here may be Henry Kimmons, who first identified it and alerted me, and we're able to save La Bouble. And please don't call it the bubble. It's La Bouble. That's French. But I feel like when Kimmons, I think he saw something and yelled at me, and we were able to get the fire out, and the fire department came and saved La Bouble. I mean, that's a good day. But yes, you got to be ready for your hero moment, Rob.
How'd you put it out?
Well, fire extinguisher.
Nice.
They're the red things. You know what I mean? They got hose on them. It was right there. So, pop that thing off, and it was electrical fire. So it's got a little bit different aspect than a wood burning fire. You just got to kind of understand. Different than grease fire, too.
Perfect. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
All right, any other questions for Coach? Last chance. Okay, there he is. Go ahead, Nicholas.
Hey, Coach, how's it going?
Hi, Nicholas. Do you go by Nicholas or Nick?
I go by Nick.
No, me too.
Yeah, I know it's really early in the season, but how do you expect Garantano to fit into the quarterback competition that's been ever since last fall?
Anything specific? I mean, we want to battle it out. We got to play the best player.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach.